Well, this could actually be it. For years now, we've all been talking about GTA 6. We just want some sort of information, some sort of legitimate idea of what this game is going to be. It's been in development since 2014. We know it's coming, but we know nothing about it. GTA 5 was the most successful video game of all time, the biggest video game of all time. So what is the next one going to bring? We may have found out thanks to a Bloomberg article yesterday. So I just want to say, first and foremost, and highlight, bold, underline, italicize this. This is not official information. Still treat this as a rumor. It is coming from a very solid source, and I don't see Bloomberg posting things that, haven't been double and triple checked and could have even been, approved by Rockstar themselves behind the scenes. Who knows? But this is not coming from Rockstar Games. So it's not fact. You need to take this with a grain of salt, but it does look pretty good. According to this article, Bloomberg has talked to quite a few developers, both present and past, at Rockstar, just talking about the studio, the changes at the studio, details about GTA 6, details about GTA 5. They posted a big article. I'll link it down in the description, but we're mainly going to focus on what this means for GTA 6, and there are some big claims here. So first and foremost, the story is going to have two protagonists, one of which is a Latina woman. So first time ever with a playable female character from Rockstar. Very excited about that. I think that's awesome. I could just see it being absolutely insane. Think about what was her name from San Andreas?
Just, come on, just please don't shoot me.
I think I love you.
Catalina, I just had to look her up. So she was absolutely batshit insane. She was a great character, a little annoying at times, but a great character. So I could see, a female Latina protagonist lead just being crazy. Like it could be a very deep, very interesting character. The other thing they said about the story is it's influenced by Bonnie and Clyde. So if you guys don't know Bonnie and Clyde, they were an American crime couple that traveled around the central US back in the early 1900s. And they were known for their bank robberies, but they also hit like small stores, convenience stores, funeral homes out in the country. Kind of an interesting thing. But so it's going to be influenced by a bank robber story. Location, all right? We talked about a leak a few months ago here on the channel that the game was going to take place in like North America, South America, everything in between. It was going to be massive. According to this Bloomberg article, that was real. Project Americas is the code name for GTA 6, and at one point, that was the plan. Now, since then, they have shifted a little bit. They've scaled it back, and now it's mainly going to be focused in a fictional Miami and the surrounding areas. Previously, the idea was it was going to be by far the biggest map in GTA history. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but they do say it's still going to be very, very large, and it's actually going to have more interior locations than any other GTA map in history. And honestly, I kind of like that. I feel like sometimes just simply having a big map to have a big map isn't really worth it. Like when you look at the GTA 5 map and you've got the desert up there and the whole northern area that you hardly ever travel to, especially when you're playing online, I don't think bigger necessarily always means better. I think more dense, more population things going on, more things happening, more things to do is more important. So I would rather have a slightly smaller map with more going on than a big map for the sake of being big. We'll see how this works out. Bloomberg also claims they're going to be adding to it over time. So they're going to be adding cities in and new missions and things like that. So over time, the game is going to grow. This is kind of the trend of video games now. When you look at live service games and things, it's going to continue to get bigger, better, more dense, more things going on, exciting new things to be added. GTA 5 kind of did this a little bit. I wouldn't say the map grew, but we got DLCs like the Cayo Perico heist and things like that. So maybe we're going to have stuff like that, but it's actually physically going to be added into the main game and not like a little offshoot thing. Could be kind of cool. So when you think about it, we're starting in Miami. We can kind of, branch out from there. Maybe we get a Tampa over on the West Coast. Maybe we start going down to the Keys. Maybe we go to the Caribbean or even to South America. Maybe they've still got plans for that. But over time, the game is going to change and grow and evolve, and I think that's a good thing. It's going to keep people interested for a much longer period of time. The release date. Now, this really surprised me, and I don't want to get too excited here. And again, take everything in this video with a grain of salt because it is not confirmed by Rockstar. But the article mentioned that industry analysts predict it to come out during the 2024 fiscal year, which runs from April 2023 to March 2024. So if that's true, we could be technically less than a year away from the GTA release. Now, I don't think that's going to be true, and Bloomberg did talk to, some of the employees, and they didn't think that was going to be true either. They thought they were at least a couple years out, and I would expect we're looking at 2024, maybe like later 2024 or even 2025. So those are pretty much the hard facts that the article gave. They also talked about how it may be a little bit different this year. There's been a shift in culture at Rockstar. And obviously, when you look at today's political climate and just kind of society in general, it's a lot different. And I think we all kind of knew this was coming to an extent. It'll be interesting to see where it actually ends up. This is also a bit of a controversy. Some people are a little upset at this. Of course, we've got the female protagonist, so I don't think too many people are really upset about that. We've played as so many different types of people from different backgrounds and colors and nationalities and things. GTA 4 had one of the best DLCs of all time, and that was the Ballad of Gay Tony. So, I mean, we've had a lot of variety in terms of people and cultures and things like that in GTA. I don't think anyone's upset that we've got a female protagonist, and if you are, then go yourself. But where I think people are a little bit concerned, and I have a little concern, but I have a hard time believing they're not going to be able to find the right line here. They did say in the article that the developers are being cautious not to punch down by making jokes about marginalized groups. And it's just very clear that, we've got a much more sensitive political climate nowadays, and people are easier to offend and quicker to be offended. So Rockstar's gonna have to find the line there. Like, I feel like the game's still gonna be raunchy. You know what I mean? It's still gonna be full of satire. It's still gonna be GTA, just maybe they're gonna tone down the offensive-ness a little bit. I don't think cutting out, certain slurs and things is gonna hurt it. Or like, recently GTA 5 had an update where they got rid of some transphobic content, and I guess they deleted some of the drag queens that would spawn outside of the Cockatoos bar. I mean, that's not a big deal. When I looked up that article, I couldn't even remember ever seeing those characters, those NPCs in games. So, I think there's a line here that they're gonna have to toe. They're gonna have to balance this out, and it's GTA. It's gonna be raunchy. It's gonna have dick jokes. It's gonna be all of that. Rockstar makes such incredible games. I have no doubt that they're going to be able to do this well. There's a vocal group on Twitter, oh, GTA's going woke, whatever. No, dude, it's still going to be GTA, but it's good to be a little bit more inclusive, and it's good not to offend people if you don't have to. There's ways to be funny without being offensive. So I'm very excited. Again, I want to keep saying throughout this, none of this is confirmed, but it's coming from a very solid source. So this could be it, man. We could be looking at GTA set in Miami, female Latina protagonist, some sort of a crazy storyline of bank robberies and things going on, and it could be coming out in the next couple of years, which is insane. I just can't wait, man. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys later. And man, GTA 6, it's almost here.